Okay, we're live. All right, guys, welcome to the Art Bastards. My name's Chris. I'm joined with, as always, the wonderful and lovely Cassandra James.
Hi.
And the super cool, smooth cat, Jeffrey Cruz.
Smooth. Hey.
How are you guys?
Brilliant. Creating art, of course I'm good.
Yeah. So we had a few comments on last week's episode, and one question that we're going to address today to begin with, and just see sort of where the episode goes. So we might as well just start it off there. We got a question from Simon, who said, "Is it possible to discuss who gets invited to conventions and whether you think it's good or bad if the same guests keep getting invited to every convention?"
Ooh.
Now, I'm guessing this means like in regards to sort of the bigger guests, like, you know, movie celebrities and stuff, but I'm also going to consider like comic guests, like local ones, because I know here in Australia we get a lot of local guests, like say Tom Taylor and Tristan Jones do a lot of the same conventions every year.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we should consider that as well. But
Yeah.
like honestly, I think it's a good thing to keep it like. As a short answer, I think it's a good thing, because if we've got guests coming in who are drawing a crowd, that surely can only benefit us as an artist. I should actually say Simon is an artist, like he does a lot of the conventions around Australia. So I imagine he's probably looking at it from that perspective as someone who's in the artist alley and how
Yeah.
you know, guests affect it. But yeah.
Yeah, go Cassandra. You.
Oh, I was just going to say, well, when you were talking about having guests there that attract other people, but that's still to say that having other guests there that don't normally go also won't attract a crowd.
That's true. I suppose it would also, I would consider how relevant those guests are. So like I said before, like with Tom Taylor, Tom's constantly bringing out new content. Like he's always got a new Marvel book or a new The Deep book, or he's working on the animated series. So no matter what show you go to, he's always got something new. So there's always something you can take to get signed or something to talk to with him about. Whereas if you had, I'm trying to think of sort of a big name guest that gets invited regularly but doesn't do a lot. I can't.
Are we talking about art guests?
I'd say art and like film and movie guests.
What we could do right now is go pull up the like Oz Comic Con, just look up the guest list and see which artists there that you see normally but aren't really working on anything that's current, if that makes sense.
Okay, all right. I'm bringing it up now.
Oh no, my screen is all blurry.
No, you're good.
No,
I just noticed that my picture is up the wrong way as well.
Yeah, it's also shifted on yours. This is weak sauce.
It is weak sauce. It was fine before we went live, and then it's...
I know, now it's like, nah, you're live, I'm gonna mess it up.
Your finger is in super high def though. That is a...
Yeah, because that's how I'm focusing.
Okay, I'm gonna go supernova because apparently Oz Comic Con hasn't announced any Melbourne guests.
Okay.
Let's have a look. Maybe Perth is coming up soon. Okay, here we go. They've got Jason Momoa, who I know has been to Australia a lot, but
he's Aquaman.
He's Aquaman now, so that's huge. One person who's like a regular guest at every show I've ever been to is Stuart McKenney.
Yeah. Okay. What does
he did
Stuart
go
work
through
on?
a few years though where he hasn't been going.
Oh, okay.
Has he? Okay.
Yeah, it was like the last couple of years I think that he took a break for a while, but now I think he's back to it.
Okay. But like, has he done anything? Because I don't really follow him, like his comic career. Like, but I follow him online, but he never talks about any new comics or like animated series or anything that he's working on. Does he do much? Do you know?
I know he's done a lot of their like kids, like a lot of the published stuff he's done is more of the kids stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what recently.
Because yeah, as far as like from what I see,
online, she says try manual focus, Jeff.
Sorry.
Oh, Kat's on. We should get her in the chat.
See if she wants to join.
I will.
She says that you need to try manual focus, Jeff.
I already did manual focus.
I
Yeah,
still don't know what's up with my camera.
Yeah, I already did a manual focus, so it should be focused right now. Should. I don't know though, but
Are you actually just using your phone?
me?
Yeah.
No, I'm using the webcam. So I think mine is actually in focus now. Like a gangster. Oh, anyway, I think regarding the question,
Yeah.
I kind of I don't know how you interpreted it, but it was more so. I wonder if it's like should the cons be like should the cons invite different kinds of guests instead of having to invite the same kinds of guests? And because they invite the same kinds of guests often, is it giving less opportunity for new possible guests, other artists and whatnot?
Yeah,
That's an interesting question.
I honestly think sort of on a local scale, I think there could be a lot more local artists who could be considered guests.
Right.
And given the opportunity too, like generally guest status at a show grants you generally like a free table or something, right?
Yeah.
And free advertisement on their website.
Yeah.
Which is a huge
absolutely.
thing.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Like now I'm not saying that I should be a guest, for example, but like say Cass has worked on comics
I've
for
been
the
a
big
guest
guys.
in the past.
Okay.
Likewise.
So for you guys, like when you say you finished, do they approach you as to be a guest, or did you approach them?
I approached them, but
Yep.
there's also a certain level of guest with a con as well. So say I got a free table, but I wasn't one of the guests that they paid for free flights and accommodation. I still had to do all that myself.
Yep.
Like I wasn't like A-grade guest status like some of the other comic artists and writers that they had there were.
Okay.
I've never had that. Not locally. And it's not like I'm asking for it either, to be honest. I don't care. Like it's not a big deal. Just even sometimes the whole guest thing means, oh cool, I can get a table because I was late in applying or I wasn't informed. And you miss out. I think one time I managed to get an early bird rate even though I was a little late because I was a guest for the past 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So that was nice, but it's not like I'm expecting anything, because it's
so it sort of comes into like networking as well then.
Right, absolutely. And the thing is, it's like being a guest as well. You tend to be like you're asked to be like to contribute to be like part of a panel and stuff, and that's fine because it's almost like, oh, you gave me a free table, it's only fair, it seems. I'm given my
usually
time.
you have to go to the VIP party as well.
Oh, I've never attended any of them.
Oh, I have.
That's probably why I've never been a guest again. I've never
I sort
attended
of felt
them.
like I had to go, like it was part of my obligation of being a guest that I had to go.
Yeah, I've heard that from like Dean Rankin.
That's smart. That's probably why I've never been guest again. I've never attended the VIP party.
See, I always see
sense.
the VIP party as more because people pay that extra money, like as attendees, to go to the VIP party and meet the guests. So if I'm an invited guest, like sure, I'm not an actor or anything, but if people have paid money to attend the VIP party, I feel
it's only fair.
Yeah, that I go for those people that have paid the
I
extra
see.
tickets.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
whether
I'm
I
just a
want to go
bastard.
or not. Yeah. This is the art bastard, so yes.
This
you
is
are.
okay. Well, the thing with that is like whenever we had to do the draw off or something like that, I would always be like, absolutely, because that makes sense to what I'm, what I was a guest, what I'm a guest for. So I don't know. That's just like to me that it's only fair to do that, of course. But like I think a couple of times I might have been asked if I can take part in a panel when I paid for the table, and I was like, I can't. I paid for the table, so I have to. I paid for the time and space.
Yeah.
So I have to make the most of that. It's kind of
absolutely.
like it's. I think personally that's only fair, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with that. So I have a funny story.
Unless like if they could provide someone to take to sort of sit at the table for you.
It's not really that though. It's I've
it's
I've
tough
paid for
when you're
this
not doing
spot. This is my
commissions.
spot.
Yeah.
Because me going to the panel for an hour means an hour that I can't be working on a piece that somebody, that I'm supposed to be
Has paid
working
for.
on. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, it's 1 hour less time. And usually the panel is like, it's a draw off or something where I'm going to draw something for free. And that's not a problem. I've got no issue with that. But I think with doing that and say being a guest, it's almost like that was my fee, kind of like that's part of the fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bastard.
So I've been on a couple of panels now, and never when I've been on a panel have I been told about it in advance.
Oh yeah, of course. It's never been the case.
So the last convention I was a guest at, I think, was Brisbane Supernova a couple of years ago. And my friends picked me up at the airport, and as we're driving to their place, they say, "Hey, Cass, we're going to be at your panel on Saturday." And I'm
You're like, what panel?
What?
It's like your panel.
It's like, oh, okay. And I was
Oh,
like,
like, so just you, a panel of just you.
No, it was a few other people, like Tom Taylor, and I think Dean was on it as well. So like a few local.
Oh, that would have been a
people,
good panel.
Oh, it was great fun, but I wasn't pre-warned about it.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine they've still got a lot, like the organisers have a lot going on where things like that can sort of go under the rug a bit, but still, it'd be nice to have been informed.
Yeah. It was just funny.
I suppose that's a
think
great
I finally got
advantage
my
to have been a
consent.
guest, though, right? Like, having those panels also means that extra exposure for you guys.
Absolutely.
'Cause,
Yeah,
I imagine.
Yes.
When you were part of the panel, and when the panel was over, did you notice an increase of people attending your table afterwards, or no?
Yeah, a few times I have. Not all the time, but I've had a few people come up and say, "Hey, I saw you on the panel," or "I didn't know you worked on that book, so I've come to check out your stuff."
See, I think that's when it becomes like, oh yeah, that makes sense to have done the panel. But like, if it doesn't have any increase of any kind, was it worth it almost?
Yeah. Well, sorry, go.
For me, it is mostly because I enjoy it.
Right. Oh yeah, of course. The panel's fun and stuff. So.
I remember a couple of years ago I did that how to draw panel at Armageddon. And I remember specifically after that, I did get quite a few people coming to my table to pick up my books and stuff, or at least just to say hello and be like, "Oh, I enjoyed it," and then like
that's really cool.
They'll follow me on Facebook and stuff. So
that's great.
Definitely had an advantage. As much as I was shit scared to jump on that stage and talk, like
you've got Gab though, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't doing vlogs back then though, so
I know, but in just general, like how to talk. Like whenever I've done a panel. I like doing it solo. It's like talking to myself, and I don't like that. I don't really talk to myself. I'll sing to myself, but I won't talk to myself. And that's not what the panel's about. But like it's
your panels could be a musical.
Yeah. Oh shit, that'd be legit. Anyway,
I would go to that panel.
It's definitely more easy to do it when there's like someone to bounce off of.
Yeah. Imagine that one with
Gamecast
would have been perfect.
Yeah. And I remember answering a question. Tom couldn't answer it. It was the question, why do you think Marvel movies are more successful than DC right now? And Tom was like, well, since they're both, paying for me to live right now, I don't feel like I can answer that one. Mm-hmm. And I answered it, and Tom just looked at me and said, yeah, exactly what Cass said. So that was pretty great.
and then like I would like Chris and I would speak up and be like, well, here's what our thoughts are. Since they're not paying for us at all.
Just marching on stage with that big Art Bastards banner.
Yeah.
This is what we fucking think, yeah.
This is what we reckon about those films. But in terms of guests for cons, back to the topic anyways, back into like guests in cons, I think that I think it's cool that they do that, but was the question more so, do you think it's good to have the same guests? Was that the question?
Yeah, I suppose, do you think it's of an advantage to be re-inviting guests regularly? Honestly, like I know Supernova do their statistics after every show. So they know what kind of sales, say, Tom Taylor's bringing in. based on what money he's making, or no, maybe not Tom Taylor, but at least like your big guests. So like Stan Lee, when Stan Lee came down, they would have statistics on how many ticket sales they made, how many photo ops they sold, how many signatures they sold, so they can look at what kind of money that person's bringing in. And if that's a big wad of money, it's in their best interest to try and get that person back.
Oh, absolutely. See, that makes sense.
Yeah, first year Oz Comic Con started, they actually oversold tickets because that was the year both Stanley and Patrick Stewart were appearing. And people that had pre-purchased their tickets and been into the show and say left like an hour later were then not allowed back in because they oversold their tickets.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, that was bad convention management.
Who was that, Oz?
Yeah, that was the first year Oz Comic Con was a
thing.
thing.
It's Oz.
So I'm actually...
Like from a convention standpoint, like they're just more concerned about generating more audience to raise more money to allow them to keep making good shows every year and make the shows better. So I can't imagine them really caring on what effect it's going to have on, say, the artist alley.
Right.
Because they've already made their money from the people in the artist alley anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they've got the money that we've spent on our tables, and it's up to us to make the advantage.
Was the question directed towards like us local artists, whether or not it matters to us?
Not necessarily. No. Just whether we think it's good or bad to keep getting. Whether I'll read it again. Is it possible to discuss who gets invited to conventions and whether you think it's good or bad if the same guests keep getting invited to every convention? So what effect it has, I suppose, on the convention as a whole.
I don't think it affects them at all.
No.
Like in the larger scale of things, I don't know if like inviting particular, like unless you're getting like Jim Lee, you're inviting Jim. They never invite Jim Lee every year either.
Yeah.
Get him for one big year and that's it. So they're not really returning. So technically they don't count in this question. It's more so I think the local artists, like would you get, say, like Stuart McKinney, would you get him all the time at every convention? Or would you?
Like, I understand that they have to do, say the whole run of like an Oz Comic Con, so they have to do all 5 or 6 days.
I get that, but like them appearing, say, at every show, like would you, if as an organizer of an actual convention, would you invite him knowing that the other convention guys invited him already to the same location, to the same city?
Oh, okay. So
same year.
Yeah. So if you knew that he was already doing Supernova,
absolutely. Would you get him? Would you get him to do Oz as well at the same city, different time of the year, still same city? Essentially, he'll bring the same things as well.
Yeah, thinking from a show, like a organizer point of view, if I think he's going to bring in attendees who are going to want to see him, then I probably would, regardless of whether he's doing another show.
Then that's the question right there. Or would you open it up to like having a cycle of different artists that you'd invite? Like this year it's this artist, next year it's this artist, the next year it's the same art. It's the one from the first. It's like you're kind of it's tagging like, each other in and out.
I've definitely noticed a trend with Oz Comic Con where they tend to have pretty much the exact same artist lineup every year. Not that I care, because I love all of them, but you've generally got like John Somariva, Tristan Jones, David Yarden, Nicholas Scott.
Yarden doesn't really appear in Oz anymore.
Yeah, I think he's moved on to Supernova now.
Yeah.
But still, like, it's generally that same run of the mill. But there's so many other great artists in Australia who could do it. Like, I'd love to see Patrick Brown at a show. I'd love to see Pat Grant at a show. I'd love to see more other guys like Bruce Mutards at shows, and just mixing it up. Like, I understand, like, these guys are pull cards and they're constantly creating content. Like, David Yarden is just a fucking machine when it comes to creating comics. And they always seem to do well. Like, every time I see them, they're just constantly doing commissions and stuff. But I would like to see that Oz Comics guest booth with different faces.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Because not only, like, I only know these people through conventions too. And as an artist, I want to meet more artists. So conventions are the best way to network. Why not bring in more artists? that you think are, worthy of guest status. So
And I know
other
a lot
people
of the
can
time
meet them.
it's hard for them to understand. It's like, oh yeah, we don't know what kind of audience they'll draw. It's like, well, you won't know unless you've brought them over, and
Exactly. Yeah.
obviously you can use it as a basis. It's like, oh, they did well. Do they have any friends from their area that that are interested? Other artist friends too.
Like, I'm not going to go crazy chasing, naming any more names, but yeah, I can think of quite a few artists who just really are stuck on a repeat with these shows. And it's great because for them it's an income. Like, I know a lot of people who just write on these shows. They do,
Well, it's easy
10 to
when
12
you're
shows a
getting
year.
so many things paid for.
Yeah, but couldn't we at least take that main stage of Oz guests, fill it with different names each year, but still give maybe discounted opportunities to the other guests to say, look, we really want you as a guest. We're happy to highlight you, but we're going to put these other people more in the spotlight this year round, and then maybe next year we'll juggle it up and we might have you on, rather than just recycling that same stage every year.
Yeah, I guess even from an attendee point of view, I don't want to see the same people all the time.
Right?
If I'm going to pay to go to a show, and they're getting a bit expensive now even to go as an attendee, I want to be seeing different people.
And with that, I know people might complain. It's like, okay, they've got I want to see different guests, and like I've seen that guy all the time. It's like, yeah, but they paid for this table. We're talking about the guests.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And I'm not sure if like people that are attending might differentiate the two, where they might think, oh, everyone in the artist alley is a guest also. It's like, oh, why don't they get new guests? It's like, well, they actually paid to get into this, so they'll be at this city all the time. It's the ones that are going to all the actual shows around Australia. Those are the guests.
What I'd like to see more of is, and I think Supernova ran this initiative for women comics in Australia, where they actually ran a competition, which I think was voted, or at least run by or voted by Alicia. I can't remember her name. Can you remember, Cass? She did the comic 7. Alicia Jade. I'm assuming you know Alicia Jade.
Doesn't ring a bell. I'm not familiar with every artist in Australia.
That's cool. I thought you might know her. But she's big in sort of promoting women comics in Australia.
Okay.
And she coordinated with Supernova to run a competition to find, sort of like the next prominent female comic artist in Australia. And they ran a competition, tons of people entered, and then that person got a guest spot at Supernova. Why can't they just run a general competition, be like, hey, comic artists out there in Australia, submit your stuff, we'll pick the best, and then you'll have a spot as a guest this year. And then each year just mix it up. Like, just have a competition each year for it, or each state as well. So everyone's got an open chance. You're just purely put down to talent. And then that way, the highlight also helps you try to gain popularity. Once you're at the table, it's up to you how you manage yourself. But it's giving the smaller guys an opportunity to be guests.
Would they do it
amongst the big guys? Well, they've done it before with this competition that I mentioned. Like, that was a thing.
Yeah, as in, like, I think it's just that because somebody else is organizing it in conjunction with the con itself doesn't actually have to organize it themselves. They're just kind of sponsoring it. Now, I think that's why they allowed it, because like someone else was actually doing all the work, really.
I suppose. Well, you've got the guys who run Supernova, or at least a couple of the guys who run Supernova run the Ledger Awards in Australia, which is supposedly a big deal for Australian comics. If they were to already know who the winner was going to be, if they were to run the Ledgers before Supernova, they could take the golden winner and give them a table at one of the shows in the future.
I'm surprised they haven't. If they have already, they don't advertise it.
And to be honest, like most of the Ledger award winners, I've never fucking heard of. And if I could actually go up to a con and be like, oh, hey, I saw you won a Ledger. That's awesome. Can I check your work out?
Right. Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be fucking great. That's a completely missed opportunity right there.
Like, to me, that makes way more sense. This book that you herald, this creator that you hold high, let's actually advertise his shit at a con.
Yeah.
That makes too much sense.
I mean, for so many artists, I imagine just being a guest at a con is kind of like.
Oh yeah, it's awesome, dude.
That's the goal.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Because it makes you feel like, it kind of gives value in a sense to what you've been doing, like just a slight reassurance almost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, conventions make being a guest like at a convention makes all the deadlines worth it.
Yeah. Even general support,
Hey,
though, like
this cat.
even if you had to
Hey,
pay
cat.
for like,
Hello.
she's been here for a while.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I just
want to like.
didn't say anything, and I was almost waiting for her to say something. I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna wait till she says something.
You guys, you were having such a good conversation.
Kat, any thoughts regarding this?
Well, I've only ever done stuff with Reed Pop, so at Oz Comic Con and PAX, and that's slightly different. That's the live painting stuff that I've done. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
Guests.
But right, even that's like completely different. But it's also like you're an invited guest for, say, the PAX show. That's something that's not really related to comics at all. But you were there doing live art, correct?
Yeah, I've done it the last 3 years.
That was directly through Reed Pop, or did you get that through somebody else?
I emailed them because I was sort of trying to work out if they had an artist alley, and I couldn't, like, it wasn't on their website because obviously they don't.
Yes.
So I was like, hey, what's the deal? And they kind of said, oh, look, we don't actually have an artist alley, but we know who you are, and
Oh, that's
we'd
cool.
like to have you do something. But PAX is an experience, not a shopping event. So it needs to be something that's an experience for the convention goers. So I sort of went away and came up with the whole plan.
I was going to say, PAX is a shopping event for me.
I know, right?
That is actually a weird thing for them to say. PAX is not a shopping experience. I'm like, then what's with all the merchandise?
Yeah, I think that was the second year they were doing it. So I think they were still, it's sort of changed a little bit since then. But the theory is that anything new they bring in, they want it to be not just a shop.
Interactive.
Something that adds to the whole thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so then we pitched it and they liked it. And so, yeah.
I'd love to do live art. It's been a while since I've done that.
Yeah, me too.
It's so
very
fun, but it's so tiring.
Oh yeah, it's not easy, because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, well, being a convention artist isn't easy either, but
No.
Yeah, true.
okay.
Yeah, so we pay for the space there. So it's not like a complete guest role, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so you
Okay.
still pay for that space? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So what do you get out of it then? Because you're not selling anything, you're just doing live art.
Yeah, so they do a lot of promotional stuff for us, and they let us, we're allowed to sell the work we're actually working on over the weekend.
Okay.
And a lot of, like, I've gotten a lot of work out of it. So a lot of the indie games people come over and all that sort of stuff. So it's a lot of networking.
Is that how you got the door job?
Pardon?
Is that how you got the door job?
No, the door job's through friends of friends of friends of friends.
Door job sounds.
No, it's more. I've done a lot of like character design and pre-work.
See, that's wicked. Like, you basically rented space to advertise.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And we're not. Bless you.
Sorry. Thank you.
I'm really sorry, but I thought that was a small child, and I'm like, no, anyone here who has children.
Apparently, I sneeze like a chipmunk.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's better than sneezing and blowing your ears out.
Dangerous.
So yeah, you basically hired the space to advertise. That's interesting, because that's
what I love about the whole thing is that you actually got off your ass,
and did
like every other fucking artist, and instead of just getting a rejection email and they were like, "Oh no, we don't do artists." You turned around and turned it into a business opportunity.
Exactly. Well,
Like
technically, did you email them? Because I emailed them about anything that I can do for them, and I received no email. So I was just like, "Oh, it's cool." I actually worked on games, but that's not important. That's really not important.
It's not important for your gaming convention.
Yeah, it's not important for a gaming convention, even though I have actually worked on games before. I still am, but
And
that's
you've been
beside the point.
And you're always a guest at PAX Prime. in the
I'm always
States.
in PAX Prime. PAX West is what it's called now. I'm always there with Udon, but that's beside the point. That's
not important to
I was
them.
like, it would have been cool. It's like, oh yeah, I'll just, but no, that's cool. I would have done a live art
Yeah.
too, whatever.
If you're listening,
I've
to
designed
Hey, we do guests
miniatures for tabletop
sometimes.
games too.
When some of us can't make it.
Oh, I'm just saying, it's interesting. It's like, I'm super happy that they got back to you and you managed to do this, because that's brilliant. Like, as what Chris was saying, you got off your ass and made something out of an opportunity. Basically, you made an opportunity for yourself, and because of that, you've landed, more gigs that you might not have before.
I definitely wouldn't have. Like, there's a lot of people that I get a lot of emails from people saying, "Hey, I met you at PAX," and I think it's the majority of people now that follow me and found me at PAX. So
Brilliant.
That's good.
Very proactive. That's really good.
I'm just stubborn.
Hey, it's a good thing to be.
But that's I tell a lot of people that, like, if you want to get something, then
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
Well, the first time I inquired to Supernova about being a guest, I was actually rejected. This was
So do
years
you
ago.
apply to be a guest? Do you?
You inquire.
No, I inquired.
You
So I
inquire,
emailed someone that I knew was in charge of such things, and it was one of the year. I think this was the Sydney Supernova Armageddon. Gail Simone was over, and I just completed just a small story with her for an anthology. Sorry, there's a frog in my throat. And so she was coming over for a guest, to be a guest, and I just drawn this book with her, and I ended up actually getting copies shipped over to sell at the convention. And I emailed them saying, "Hey, I noticed Gail's over as a guest. I did this art for this anthology that I worked on with her. Any chance of me getting a table with her or something?" And they said no. And I was like, bought my own table. And then at the convention, Gail comes over to my booth and she was like, "Hey, how are you going?" Because we'd met previously as well. She said, why are you all way over here and not with the comic guests? And I sort of said to her, "Oh, I did ask about it, but they said no, like I wasn't sort of popular or famous enough at the time." And you should have just seen the look on her face.
Oh yeah.
Hilarious.
She's a big proponent of that. It's great because she's like, "What is this?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what? How dare they do that? It was just great. But yeah, so that was funny. So over the weekend, she was actually proactively telling people to go to my booth. She was like, people would come up to her to get to sign something, and she would say, "Hey, this chick in the artist alley is selling this book that we worked on. You should go and get it." It was great.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Love it.
Do you think that comes down to it a bit? Not that this is what happened in your situation, but knowing people makes the difference in regards to conventions as well. Like
Absolutely.
being in that clique.
Yeah.
You'd be crazy to believe that's not the case. Of course it's here, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that in a negative. I'm just saying it's like it's harder for them to trust somebody that's new.
Yeah.
That's true. You need
You
someone
get
to say, "Yeah, they're all right."
Yeah, exactly. Like someone to
When you say
vouch
that,
for.
though, like as a guest, I mean, when you say it's harder for them to trust, I'm like, what sort of trust do you need to factor in?
I have no idea.
Guest, right? Like,
no-
they draw comics. We want them to come to pull in a crowd so people can buy their. So
Well, there has been
promote their
various
wares.
tales over the years. You know how they figure out that invited guests are actually art thieves. So that's one thing that happens.
Really?
Oh, that sounds
You
juicy.
haven't seen it happening at some US conventions?
Not for promoted guests.
Oh, I think Rob Granito was one invited guest to a small convention. Like, sure, it was a small convention, but he was still there, like, as a guest, because he'd said to them all these books that he'd worked on, but he hadn't. So
He's
they
worked
kind
on
of just took him
nothing.
at his word. Anything, but anyone can just come up and say, "Oh, I've worked on all these books."
That's messed up though. Like, I would put that back on the convention too, to be like, why didn't you just fact
Oh, they
check?
didn't do their due diligence
Do
either.
your
But
research.
again, it's yeah.
So that's on the convention at least. I mean,
No,
like,
no, to me, that's on the convention for sure. Like, you
Yeah.
didn't do your job in, like,
like,
he's
that
got,
dude's a dick. But
yeah. Like, why would you advertise that guy when his work is clearly stolen?
Yeah.
It's just lifted. It should anger you.
Oh yeah, it pisses me off.
I'm just really surprised. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, how could anybody do that? And be
ironically,
like, yeah,
these
this
things
is
are
fine.
these things are meant to be run by fans, and that sort of thing gets through well.
Or just like people selling stolen merchandise in general.
Oh,
not even
that
whether or
happens
not
all
they're
the
guests
time.
or not. Yeah. That's
All the
not
time.
cool at all.
Don't get me started
Yeah.
on that fucking shit.
I know, Chris. That's a whole.
I don't have that many hours today.
The next show can be about that, and it will be like 10 hours long.
Oh fuck! I just point everyone to my Ink Splatter podcast about.
I love that
Theft. Just
episode, dude.
remember that.
Great
Fucking hell.
extension.
Oh,
An
yeah.
extension of that.
I've watched
Oh.
that.
No, you know what? I would like to actually do an episode on art theft because I am very passionate.
Next
about it.
episode, unless we get questions on this one.
Well, I want people to ask questions about art theft then.
Hey, Chris, please talk about art there.
Just get all these Facebook messages. So that art theft, hey? Fuck.
So I have a question about conventions that I wanted to ask you guys about. I think Jeff will probably be similar situation than me, although Jeff has self-published some of his own stuff. So I've never self-published any of my own books. There's been a few times where, say, the anthology that I had the story in with Gail and a book I did for Image, where I paid and I got some extra copies, or I got some copies, so I was able to sell a small number of those at a booth. But in general, because I have published work, if I'm at a convention, say I have my prints and stuff, but I don't actually have books to sell, and people who don't know me or aren't familiar with my work come up and say, oh, are you just a pin-up artist? Or if I say at a small fair and I don't have things to sell and just prints, people just, I don't know, it feels different. Or anyone have this? Do you experience this, Jeff?
If you have
Yeah, not actually having a book to sell, is that weird at a comic convention?
No, not at all.
But what do you mean? I didn't quite catch the question.
Are you weirded out
okay,
by
so-
not having any books at all and just prints?
Yeah, not
No,
having
fuck
books at all.
you.
So
Like personally?
Yeah, because I've done big conventions before and selling prints was fine, but the last two little events I've done are the two in-store events at All Star Comics, where mostly it was independent creators selling, their own little self-published books.
Okay.
And I didn't have so I was pretty much in a room full of people with self-published books, and people coming up to me because I didn't have a book and saying, oh, you're not a comic artist, you don't have any books to sell.
Okay, yeah.
So it was just interesting to see that, whereas I go to Supernova as a guest and, people just sort of know that I'm a comic artist, but I don't have a book there because I haven't self-published it. But I go to smaller event where everyone has self-published books and I don't have one, and it's interesting.
Gauge the crowd.
Yeah.
No,
But
honestly, that's it. Honestly, that's it. Like, if you're going to go to those like smaller events where it's like, it's about independent self-published stuff, if you don't have anything that's even if it was a sketchbook of some kind, like a zine that people make with like a couple of strips and, mainly just even pinups and sketches, that's still more than just having prints, because having prints, people will automatically, like in those events anyway, those little events, people will automatically think, oh, he's just a pinup artist. That's not comics. And
Yeah.
I kind of agree with him in that sense, because it's like, yeah, you're at a little independent comic book event. Where is your comic?
Yeah, well, see, these are things that I've gotten invited to personally, so I
Have a
wasn't
comic.
really sure. Yeah.
I
I'm
think
discovering
I've
that
made
now.
No, seriously, I've seen I read a bunch of I follow a bunch of artists on Instagram, and they'll do like these daily comics, very, very simple stuff, but that's still a comic. Like, it could take you 5 minutes to do a strip. That is still a comic, and it doesn't have to be fully colored. It doesn't have to look like one of the books on the shelves, like a fully colored one, professionally lettered and stuff. If anything, that's not independent. I know some people who look at those things and like, oh, if it's too polished, that's not independent. It's too professional looking. I'm like, wait a second. So you're chastising me for something that looks like high grade? That seems ridiculous.
It's not Indian.
I think I've always made a conscious effort especially in the past few years at conventions, to always have some form of a book on my table.
Yep.
Whether it was an art book or a comic book. More so comic books now because I just fucking love making them.
Yep.
But I've definitely noticed, because I only ever usually do conventions, having the mixture of both on my table definitely changes the way people perceive your setup.
Yeah.
So if I've got all these prints, but then I've got this whole section of books and stuff, I seem to make a lot less sales because either they're confused about what's going on, or because I'm trying to push the book. Like, I could give two shits about the art prints, but I only have them there because I've got to make some form of money.
Yeah, because you know the books won't sell. Yeah.
Yeah. But I still need to try and push a book or two.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People just don't care. But yeah, if you went to like a zine fair, like Sticky, that's all I would fucking have is books, because that's what people want. But
and they would sell there.
But yeah, and at a show, it's a comic book convention. I feel like I'm cheapening myself by not taking my books, because that's what I want to sell there. That's what should be sold there. But if I don't take prints, then I'm not going to make my money back. And it's really sad.
I find it sad, to be honest, though.
It is. It's really fucking sad.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's definitely a little disheartening.
But I reckon in maybe my third and fourth shows, all I did was prints. And I did really, really well. Like, really well. I was just a goddamn print vendor. And it was great, but I still just wanted to make comics.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Supernova is going to be my first convention with a book this year. So
oh, nice. Looking forward to it.
And it's also worth noting, if you do have a book at these shows, they're cheaper for your table. If you actually are an independent artist or a self-published creator,
what do you mean cheaper?
Tables. It's cheaper.
For a normal
What?
If you're just like a market vendor, like if you're just selling prints or if you're just selling like handmade goods, it's more expensive.
What says when?
There's Indie Press is the one for comic books, isn't it? Or for
Indie Press is what we applied for, Jeff.
Oh, I don't know.
Damn it! I paid the other one today, literally.
I didn't realize there's different ones.
Yep.
I didn't either, actually.
I didn't realize that you charge more if all you have is like, because I always tick off top comics because I've got heaps of them, and I want to get rid of them.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
if you just paid for a regular artist alley table, it's like an extra $100 or something.
Ah, titties! I didn't know that.
Because I think too, the conventions know that people who are doing comics generally make less income at a show than people who sell prints and stuff.
I like that.
They segregate us because they know we won't do as well.
In a sense, I kind of like that. That makes way more sense because it's like that. They got a print wall over there. And all we got like a book that's like $5 and their prints are like $20.
Yep.
And we freaking wish we could sell 10 of these books.
4 sales for every one of these. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. So it kind of sucks. And it's like, I always find that weird as well. I'm like, I put way more effort into this little book.
And they generally try and group everyone together as well now. I've noticed
that.
Although like there's some people who are just really dodgy when they fill their stuff out, so they
clearly I don't pay attention.
Yeah. It's I don't know if you guys know Matt Kime and Caitlin Major. They did the Space Pirates graphic novel.
Yes, they're both in Canada right now.
Yes, yeah, you do know them.
I do.
They pretty much spearheaded the indie press zone for Supernova. They worked together with Supernova to make it happen because
they are champions.
We were so disadvantaged. Yeah, they are. And then they went to Canada because they're making more money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, power to you guys. Like, I could have done that, and I was like, nah, I'm all right. I probably could still, to be honest. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
The indie press zone. I didn't realize that there was all this history behind that. I was like, oh, this is random. Cool.
Yeah, like if you check the map, it's the map is color coded.
I did not know that. I didn't know about the discount rate too. That's like
Nice.
brand new to me.
Yeah,
You'll
it's
see, we're
good.
never given a map, so I never have a map to look at.
Yeah, I wish I got a show bag. Like they should put a
Oh,
show
wait.
bag on every table.
Is this why we're never tabled next to Julian anymore?
Yeah, that's why he's always so far away.
Oh, now it's adding up.
And with Kat's always so far away too.
Yeah.
With her
Hopefully
fancy
this year,
setup.
because she's got a book, she's ticked it correctly.
Yeah, no, except I paid for my normal table today, so I don't know.
Ah, wicked. Hopefully you'll be next to us then. That'd be
No,
great.
I'll be in the collectibles.
Oh,
No. Just email them, man. Email them, sort that shit out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I
We want to
forgot.
sit next to you.
Yeah. That'd be
Well, it's a good
great.
thing you jumped into the chat.
So
Yeah.
all I have to do is have a book self-published by the con, and I can be at the small press area.
No, just have a book published and have them with you at your table.
Like, you know how I've got all those like comp copies of comics?
Yeah.
Those are books that I've contributed to. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god.
Do you have any of those
Absolutely.
books that you were talking about before?
All those
Yeah,
books like
that's-
Skull Kickers, the Street Fighter stuff, those are all stuff that I didn't publish myself. They're professionally published, but I worked on each of those, so I'm going to sell them.
Ah.
And I'm
Or
part of this
If
book.
you just
And
want
plus-
to do something new, make an art book.
well, I'll do that too. I end up doing that too, because
Yeah.
I like
Not saying for Cass. Like if Cass
Oh, yeah,
doesn't have
absolutely.
anything, do an art book.
do
Yeah.
one art book and automatically it's like, cool, I got a book.
Even like a little zine, maybe. Would that
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
Oh man, you would make the best scenes, Cass. Do it.
Oh,
I
I,
can see you
want
doing
to
some
do
boss
like
scenes.
some of my little doodly ones because I have a lot of random stories. I
A
wanna
book
tell.
of titties. I'd get that.
I would buy
You'd
the shit out of
probably
it.
make a
That's what my
dope
book
one
would be
too.
about.
Can you please put the comic of where Jeff is hiding from Christmas? Because that'd be great.
Yes.
That's my favorite comic of yours
Because
ever.
even like a small comic about my burlesque adventures, I think that would be funny too.
See?
read that?
Yeah.
Exactly. People would too. And see, it's got titties there, so even
Hey.
makes sense.
It does.
Makes sense. But I didn't realize that they actually separated the pricing and the actual tables. I'm learning something new every day.
It's
throw
nice
it
that
at
they do
the
take
artist.
care of it.
Right. It's good
I
because
hon-
it's almost like, yeah, that guy's selling a bunch of prints. It's all he's got. He shouldn't be sitting next to the guy who's just doing independent stuff in books.
I honestly think though they probably should, like what we were talking about before. I would love to see them run some sort of initiative to actually get regular local comic creators in
That'd
the
be good.
spotlight somehow.
Yeah,
That'd
that'd
be
be good.
Maybe I should email them.
Do
Maybe
it.
you should.
You should.
Maybe you need to email them right now.
I just, but then if I do it, then they'll be like, "Hey, we'll do this, but you have to run it." I'm like, I'm too fucking busy, Supernova.
I
Yeah.
would happily
Fucking-
help with something like that though.
Oh, good, you can do it.
I would happily watch from the sidelines
I'd
and be unaware of the situation.
It'd be interesting actually to see what their response would be.
Right.
But I imagine if I spoke to someone like Tim, or probably more so Tim, I don't think Roy would really be much help.
No,
But
Royd is good for the international specific artists. Tim would make way more sense.
yeah, because Tim's one of the ones who's actually on the Ledgers committee, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And I'm sure, like, you know, because I understand the whole, they wouldn't want to do it because it'd be more work for them to do. But if someone was actually like spearheading it
Yeah.
and, you know, it's just too much work though, bro.
How far away is Supernova? It's a couple of months, isn't it?
It's
I
April.
don't know. April?
Isn't it like the butt end of April though?
Yeah, it's end of April this year, I think.
Like at the
Uh,
end. What date is it? Like I'm pretty sure it's like the right at the end though, isn't it?
I feel
I
like
hope
Yeah.
it is.
20.
Well, I'm just gonna have to Google this shit. Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
I
Let
don't
me-
know
let's
what
see.
we're going to this year, God.
Yeah.
I don't even know about the tables, so
I just applied for it and then the thing
I
happens.
did. I applied for it, 2 tables, paid for them before, got a notification. Sweet, we got tables now.
You know, I'm pretty sure I double checked the dates last year as well. But yes, it's on the 29th and the 30th, so the butt end. So there's still 3 months.
Yeah.
Like that'd be enough time to run a small competition, get that organized, and then get a guest in.
You know what? instead of like rushing it for this, it could be something, especially with time and stuff. This could be something that they can actually do for next year.
Yeah, but I want to be a
way
guest
more
now.
prepared.
I want to be a guest now.
Oh, so it's all about you. We want to come in.
Clearly yes.
Yeah.
It's always been about him. No.
I'm all for helping people, but if it can help me too, then I'm really for it.
Yeah,
Oh my
I think that makes sense. It's not being
I'm with you
selfish,
on
it's
that,
being
Chris.
real.
Oh man, the Riddler's going to be at Supernova. Fuck yeah.
The Riddler?
From the Gotham series?
I don't care.
No, I like Gotham.
Good for you. I'm glad somebody does.
I've started.
God.
Angel's going to be there.
Twice.
Cool.
Who? Oh, David
Yeah,
Boreanaz.
I love it.
Yeah.
By the way, has anyone watched Dirk Gently yet? 'Cause holy
Yeah,
fuck,
man.
that
I
show
watched
is
it like
amazing.
a
Yes.
couple months ago. It's brilliant.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm only
So
2
good.
episodes in, so like,
I've
don't
watched it
ruin
all.
it, but fucking, that show is awesome.
It's so good.
I look forward to the next season.
Like, I'm not an Elijah Wood fan, but damn, and I'm an Elijah Wood fan now. He's great in it.
This show is
You
great.
watched Riverdale too, didn't you? Have you watched Riverdale yet?
Yes! Oh,
Watch that
I
today.
need more of that.
As distracted.
Which one?
Riverdale.
The first episode of Riverdale.
Yeah, I liked it. It's weird.
It's
It's
weird,
weird.
but I liked it.
It's
I wanna
dark.
see more. I want to see where it goes.
Good, weird, or
Yeah,
bad?
it's dark Archie.
It's dark, cheesy Veronica Mars. That's how I see it.
Oh, I'm all over that.
Yeah, right?
That's actually
So-
a pretty good description of it, actually.
Lots of teen drama. So much teen drama.
Angst.
It's kind of like if Veronica Mars, Mean Girls, and maybe not Tim Burton. Who's someone
No.
dark and brooding? Like, what's a...
I just hope it doesn't become
know.
garbage.
I
Yeah.
don't think it will.
I think it might. There's a high chance of it just
See.
turning into garbage.
Take
I think
But,
at least
you
the
know-
first couple of seasons will be really good.
Let's be
At least.
optimistic.
Like Heroes.
Don't even. Yeah, that.
See, I still haven't watched Reborn, and I really want to, but I
You
just
don't
keep
need
getting
to,
told
dude.
not to. Yeah.
They don't need to. It's garbage.
It's so weird to hear you speak negatively of shows, like, because you're always so optimistic about shit.
No, I'm not even watching any of the current hero shows because I've lost complete interest in them.
I've been liking the Marvel ones though. Legion is coming out in like 6 days.
That one should be all right, but we'll see. I don't know. Fox,
What's coming
the
out?
X-Men franchise, it's Legion.
Legion.
It's the it's
okay.
basically the character is Professor X's son.
Oh.
I don't know if they're tying it to the movies though, so who cares? But even then, it's like
so are
it
you
might be
looking forward
better.
to
Logan,
Yeah,
Oh, Logan's going to be
Logan, yeah.
amazing.
I'll watch it.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'll watch it.
It looks
don't
very
have
different from
hope.
all the other ones they've done. The way they're
Yeah.
advertising it.
Yeah, but it's good because the last few haven't been too great.
Oh, for sure. I'm looking forward to it to see what they do with it.
I'm
I
pretty.
didn't
hope
mind
it's not
First
shit.
Class though.
I'm bummed that it doesn't. I understand why they couldn't do it, but knowing that it's based off Old Man Logan, like, there's just so much that I wish they were doing with it that I know they're not going to touch because they legally can't.
Just don't
So-
be shit. That's it.
Like
No,
what-
it's
what
true. It's just
specifically?
don't be shit, and we'll be all right.
Just need you to walk into like Fox's like offices
but-
and just like, no,
You get
just
what
stop
I'm
it.
saying, right? I'm like, you guys are spending this much time, this much money. Just don't be shit. Don't be shit. If I walk out and go, you know what, that wasn't bad. That's not shit. That's not shit.
Oh man, I miss going to the movies with you.
I miss going to art galleries with you too. It's hilarious.
We need to do that again. That was
Oh
excellent.
yeah, we did like the. That'd be awesome if we could do like a live Art Bastards at the NGV. Fuck, that'd be
Oh.
awesome.
How long would it be until we got kicked out?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Instantly.
Well, if we can get like 1 million followers, we could like talk to the NGV and be like,
Oh,
"Look, we're just gonna
for
lock
sure.
this whole fucking building down and do this live video show."
Live tour of.
That'd be so
NGV.
fucking cool.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Make it happen, Kat. Make it happen. You're like
Me?
somebody who makes
You're proactive about these things.
I email them and they're like, "Oh, we know who you are."
We listen
see,
daily.
Perfect.
Yeah, and that film is garbage.
Yeah, Cat be walking in like, I'm motherfucking Copic ambassador in this shit.
I know. Oh, congrats again on that. That's brilliant.
Oh yeah, congrats.
I'm still kind of confused by the fact that that's a thing now.
How did that go about?
You can apply for it. So
See,
I want to apply for
What
it.
is that? What magic is this? Applying for things.
You guys,
Yeah, well, not all of us
should
work
apply
for
it.
Udon, dude.
That doesn't make a difference. I just want to draw. It's that simple. I just like drawing. And
I did apply for it, but
Did ya?
I
didn't know of it. Yeah,
Hey, tell us, Chris.
Hey,
Should have told us,
what?
Chris.
What?
Yeah.
Should have told us,
fucking
Chris.
did. I shared it on my Facebook.
I didn't see shit, yeah, but then again, I don't pay
Not the
attention.
same.
Because I would have applied and
Sharing
say, hey,
stuff
look,
on your
all this shit
Facebook.
that I'm doing.
In 3 months, they will probably be looking for more.
Oh, well, let's
I'm gonna
apply.
I'm gonna be all over that.
Let's reapply. Look at all these convention sketches. Right, that's done with a fucking Copic. I won't say fucking, though, because then might...
What's like the requirements there? Like, I imagine
said
like,
it.
there's certain shit you need to do.
Once you've become an ambassador.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, you have to like,
Basically, you don't promote stuff that's their direct competitor, which is fair enough.
Who are they anyways? Like, in my head, I'm like, they don't have competitors.
Pepsi.
Well, other alcohol markers, essentially.
I've never used them.
I have.
I don't
I have
like
a lot.
them. I have a bunch that I just like. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll try this. No.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, you'll always go back to Copic.
Yeah.
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 So that's no problem. And then
Okay.
the only other specific one was you have to post something that's Copic related twice a week on Instagram.
That is too easy.
Yeah, easy.
Oh yeah.
And that's it? That's literally it?
I think so. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. The only other thing, they've got like a certification program and you can go to that for free, but I don't think that's required. I think that's...
Oh, you can be like Copic certified? That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Well, you learn all the tricks and tips, and then I think...
Like, they teach you properly how to use them. It's awesome.
Fuck that. I'll use it wherever I want. Can't we just like... I mean, look at the result. This is your beautiful tools. I'm
The
making...
next Copic ambassador. Fuck
What?
that.
I'll be the best. You watch. I promise. I'll be like rocking shit. It's like I'd be pimping the shit out. I was like, heck yeah, Copic's the greatest, and I've been shouting that shit out always.
Well,
It's like, can you stop swearing? No, I fucking love him.
So if I become an ambassador, I'll get to drunk text people about Copic Mark.
Sure.
I would.
I haven't drunk texted you guys in a while. I miss it.
I lost your number. You need to text me your number.
No, I mean when a group chat text you guys.
Oh, yeah, do that. That'd be great. That was the best.
Copic. I'd be Copic shirt. Fucking whatever, man.
Oh, Kat,
On
are
the
you
last
coming this
phone
weekend,
call, we were
Kat?
talking about tattooing
This weekend?
Copic on our
Yeah.
bodies.
Yes.
I actually have a Copic t-shirt I'm more than welcome to have.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You can
'Cause-
rock it on the next video and be like, yeah, ambassador. That's
the
what's
shit
up. That makes sense. I believe it. Especially if you're wearing a t-shirt, I believe it even more.
Just don't take my word for it.
But that's wicked. Like, that's awesome. When they announced it, I was like, that's bloody awesome. I did not even know what the hell this was about, but awesome.
I had to keep it a
Very
secret.
cool.
I knew last time we did a sketch session. I was like,
Oh,
Oh.
tight-lipped. It's not like we would have gone on the internet and go, guess what, guys? Guess what I just found out?
well, you did ask what we were all doing. And I was like, oh, I'm drawing this thing for Copic, and you guys kept talking, so I tried.
Ah,
Oh, see? And by the
Ignore-
same time, I was there and I was like, hey, look at this thing that I'm working on that I'm not allowed to show anyone, but I'm totally
That's
showing you
true.
guys.
That's true.
yeah.
Far out the little
But
mates,
I'm still
Kat.
not allowed
Oh.
to talk
Yeah,
about
because nothing comes out of that conversation, obviously.
Yeah, not that other thing we talked about.
What other things?
Exactly.
Exactly. See? Exactly. That's brilliant, though. So 2 pieces weekly of Copics. That's simple. Do you have to like do giveaways and stuff like that, or nah?
We've given haven't. So we did a giveaway for the launch.
I know, I can't believe I
Okay.
didn't win. Fuck.
And that's it?
Yeah, and then they might send us new products to try, and I assume that we have to, say that
That's
we're trying
fucking
them.
brilliant. I'm like, send me all of your rejects as well. I'll work magic with that shit. Refills. Can you get discounts on actual copics as well from her? Because that'd be tits.
Yeah, so you can order them wholesale.
Oh.
Ah,
Yeah. I'm just going to need a whole set. Can you just organize that? That'd be great.
dude.
Ooh,
You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that to us.
Apply.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Now that I know about it. Actually, I'm gonna
As soon as
forget
I
about
click
it.
video,
And then they're
absolutely.
gonna announce it again. I'm like, shit, I forgot again.
Oh,
Okay. I have to.
Does that mean like you're out then?
Video.
Like once the new ambassador comes out, like you're out?
I don't know actually. They said you can if you both agree to continue the contracts, then you can go longer. So I assume if they want to have you longer, they'll ask, and then you can say yes or no.
Oh, okay,
I'd be
cool.
like, I'll be an ambassador for fucking life.
I'm having a
Um,
good time with it. It's only been a week, but I'm all over it. I'd do it again.
You would be the
Fuck.
best ambassador, Jeff. You should.
I promise.
Good.
I would milk the shit. I wouldn't milk it. I would basically be drawing everything always with Copics, which I do essentially.
I'm gonna say that's pretty much
Yeah,
anyway.
you Yeah. You do
That would
anyway.
be. That'd be good. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Just to say, it's like, what's credentials? I was an ambassador for Copics, so suck a dick. Obviously, yeah. Not my chances are gone now, obviously. But
Just hope they never see this.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
even if they do, they'll clearly hear the enthusiasm that we have for the tools, and they'll be like, "Yeah, he's crude, but whatever. He does the job."
That's when you say, I'm Australian. We're all that way.
Yeah.
Well,
right?
yeah, I just have less control when it comes to Copics, so
I haven't got in trouble for drawing boobs yet, so I feel like
it's even better. That's all I'd be doing. No, I wouldn't. I'd be using all the tools though. Wholesale price. That's like as if I bought them in Japan.
yeah.
Sure. Next time I'm there, I'm gonna like
Do
go
it. They'd
nuts
have you in
again.
a second.
Yeah. That's wicked though. That's wicked.
Oh, I need to wait for this drawing to dry before I can do another layer. My painting, rather.
Well, that looks fancy.
What are you painting in?
Watercolors. It needs to dry.
Hair dryer.
It's gonna make too much noise for the show.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Otherwise, I would.
That is true. That is true.
Damn it.
It's all our fault.
Subject you to my hairdryer.
That's pretty much all I use my hair dryer for. I don't actually dry my hair with it.
So you reckon, Kat, you'll have a book now for the show? Like you're gonna contact them and be like, "Hey, I've got a book. Give me a."
I'll try. Well, I'm gonna have my kids' book by then to sell.
See, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm one of the
Forgot.
indie guys now. Group me with them. I didn't realize there was an indie press. Let me go there.
It's not like
I have a beard and I don't.
you
drink
have to
coffee,
properly,
so
like-
I don't know if I'm indie enough.
We can
Nah.
teach my kids, Kat.
It's not like hipster indie. This
Okay.
is regular indie.
Go to the
Okay.
like, just get a bunch of printouts of like a 5-page comic, black and white. There's a book. There's a book. That's independent. Staple them yourself. Super independent.
Put some coffee stains on it.
If you want even better, yeah. Dip them in coffee.
I'd buy the
Be
shit out of that
super
book.
independent. Yeah. Have like 5 copies because that's all you could get because that's how independent it is.
And then it
Because if it's too professional, clearly it's not independent. It's too
You have to use
professional.
recycled staples.
Yeah, it's like, what is this? Glossy pages? Nah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you belong over there with those guys, but we're not going to give you a table because you're not professional enough. It's like somebody on what I
There's this horrible limbo middle ground.
It is. It's like I'm sorry, we can't accept your table. It's because you're not pro enough. You're too indie. You're beyond indie. How does that work?
Beyond indie, but
sounds like a band.
pre-professional?
Yeah, it's like you're pre-professional. You're not working on a big book. So if you don't work on any franchises, sorry. But your work has glossy pages. So it's not independent.
I feel like you're literally describing my art career.
It hurts, doesn't it? It's kind of a realization that comes.
I'm a piece of shit.
No, well, they're not saying that. They're not handing. It's like here's a piece of shit. This is a gift.
This is the
Hold
representation of you.
It's like no, this will make you more indie.
Samurai Fox has a question in the chat. Have we tried out chameleon art markers? I've never heard of them,
Oh, I
so
can't
my
talk
answer is
about
no. Yeah, Cat can't talk about it. I don't know what they are.
Oh, she's been barred from it. I've never heard of chameleon before.
No,
They look like a rad concept. They're like Copic markers, but they have like you know how you've generally got the blender marker.
Oh, okay. I
Copics?
think I might have seen an ad.
But with these things, like it's got like an extra pen, and you just sit that on top of your regular pen.
And it makes a gradient?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've seen them.
And
I
they've
think-
just released color capsules, so you can do color gradients now. So you can go from like a green to red gradient, for example.
Or you can use a regular marker and make your own gradient.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, see,
something
with a
complicated.
Copic TM.
I've never
you know?
really touched it. Like I wanted to
You're doing
get
a
them.
good job, Jeff.
Definitely take you.
Oh no, I'm saying in general. I'm like you could do it manually. You know, like that's not.
Like,
It's not really hard.
yeah, just let me use my actual regular markers. Why do I need this special marker to be able to do the things I can already do?
Yeah. Like that's why I haven't touched them. Like I was going to get some when I first heard about them, but I can already do this with Copics, so I don't see the point. It might take me a little bit longer with Copics, but I can at least be more specific with it as well.
Yep.
When you're doing it yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like after I sort of saw past the original concept, I'm like, it's a bit of a gimmick. It's great for those who don't know how to use Copics very well. But like if you have the understanding, then I don't see why you wouldn't just go with your regular alcohol markers, because that's all they really are.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
That is a good answer, Chris. I approve.
Yeah.
Cass approved.
We also don't sell them in
I'm
my
gonna make a
shop, so
little
I'm not going to...
Well, I've never used them, but I think they're garbage. No, I'm not kidding. I'm just kidding. I'd like to try them out just to see how they are, because
Oh, I'd love to play with them, for
new
sure.
tools, I'm always like, yeah, sure, give us a shot. And if it's crap, I'm like, yeah.
Except for when you become a Copic ambassador, and then you will say nothing of them.
Well, I mean, obviously at that point, I wouldn't need to speak of others.
I wouldn't be surprised if Copic did try and sort of move into that direction, though.
Yeah,
Kat,
it wouldn't
Sounds
surprise
do you
me.
have the DL on that?
No.
Come on, you're an insider. We need to know.
What kind of an ambassador are you?
Draw pictures.
That's true. Ooh, have you guys seen the latest Wacom product that they just released? It's like
The one that's
it's like the
kind of-
companion. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
a new one.
I want one. I don't
It's
know
so
No.
expensive.
why.
It is
Oh
so
yeah,
expensive.
that's.
Having said
See,
that, I also
I'm not-
want a Surface Studio, so you know.
Are you going to get one?
I don't have that much money.
Yeah.
But aren't you a
Who
Copic
does?
ambassador?
Pay for it in Copics.
Yeah. You can have this traditional medium, so I can use your digital medium. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I do like the look of it. The new Wacom.
It's just really,
I'm
really
curious.
pricey though.
Well, companions were really pricey at the start, and then they came down quite a bit. So I think you just need to wait.
Ugh. It's just new toys.
Does it have a
such a
name?
weird-
What's-
I forgot the name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So I have a question.
Shoot.
There's the Wacom Cintiq Pro. Is that it?
Maybe?
No, I think it's got a different name. I don't think it's a.
No, it's not a
Mobile
Cintiq.
Studio Pro.
Yes, it's Mobile Studio Pro.
That's
Whoa, $4.5 grand
Exactly.
for a 16-inch screen. Fuck off.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure the 13.
That can go suck my turd.
The
Yep.
13 companions were like $3,000 at the start. So
Yeah, see, $3,000, that makes sense though.
But no, it
$4,500 for a glorified tablet? Fucking hell.
No, it
Especially
doesn't.
when you've got so many other companies now just like smashing the market. It's like,
But yeah. When
With
with
phone-
competition out there,
I don't see why Wacom should think that they're still above everyone.
well, they're
'cause
not.
they
that's the
are
thing.
still above everyone.
Well,
People are catching up, man. People are catching up.
I know. That's why I'm like, they have to realize that there is competition,
yeah.
and they need to be competitive in prices now, if they want to stick around.
Yeah.
The thing that really turns me off Wacom is their customer service is absolutely zero.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
that.
I had my one of my Cintiqs cracked across the front, and it was out of warranty. So I was like, I just want to, pay for it to get fixed, and they just refused to reply to me because it was out of warranty. So they won't even fix it, even though I wanted to pay for it.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. So the second they found out that it was out of warranty, they stopped replying to me. And when I called them,
Oh
they were
my
like,
God.
"Sorry, we can't help you." So I was like,
That's
Because in their eyes, it's like, just buy a new one.
Well, that's what I had to do.
Wow.
So it worked for them.
I'm surprised you went back to Wacom after that.
Voices, man. We don't have a lot of them.
It's tough though. Like from what I've heard about, like the King T and the Unova, like they have so many bugs that sometimes it's just worth going to Wacom.
That's why,
Even
because
though
they've
it's-
basically, they've perfected the technology.
Yeah.
That it's like, yeah, we have cornered the market. So you can try those other ones if you want, but you could just save your money and save up for this thing, which is not going to, botch on you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I ended up doing. But in saying that, I haven't had an issue since it had a fault when I received it, which was like due to bad shipping. But once they covered that, like I have not had a problem. So
That's good.
not to rub
When
it
you
in,
do,
Kat,
you're
I'm
not
just
gonna-
saying, like, yeah, they are a quality product.
I still get the thing
Oh, yeah.
sometimes. I don't know if it happens to you guys that if I haven't used it for a while, I haven't plugged it in for a while, I plug it in and the drivers have become corrupted or something. I need to just download my drivers again. I can't just plug it in and use
It
it.
might just be that you need to update it.
Yeah. They don't there's no notification in terms of like, oh, we've got a new driver. Download it. It's almost like, oh yeah, I'm not going to work on you. You got to figure it out yourself.
See, I don't get that though. Like, how does it just stop working right? If,
Ah.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Like, it's still the same driver. It worked fine one day. Like, why should it be shit the next?
Because money.
Yeah. It's like they're deliberately making it hard.
But you don't even pay for a new driver.
Yeah,
No,
just
that's
download
true.
it.
But it's like, yeah, just do it. Oh, I'm not going to bother telling you. You figure it yourself. Because if you can't figure it yourself, you're going to end up buying a new one,
Yeah,
which you have
true.
to download a new driver anyways. So that would have saved you, but whatever. You got your money. I'm just bitter because I have to buy a new pen that's like $90
Yeah.
You should
Oh,
just buy a
ouch.
new tablet.
at this point. But I'm like, the tablet's still working.
You're still rocking an Inchos too, aren't you?
Yes.
Nice.
Does the job. I don't need no
I had to
Cintiq.
use my old bamboo the other day and it did my head in because I was used to looking at the screen where I was drawing.
Ah,
so-
see, that's why, because you got used to looking at the screen. I can use
It
a
took me
bamboo
so
and be
long
like,
to
yep.
learn it too.
Mhm. There's actually a bunch of artists that I know that like they never really use the Intuos or the bamboo, so and they went straight to the Cintiq, so now they can't even use the Intuos.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to.
Backwards.
Yeah, they can't get back. I was using a Cintiq for like almost a year, and I'm like, I don't like it. My hand's in the way.
You need a glove.
No, my whole hand was in the way. I was just
Oh.
holding it wrong clearly, and I'm like, wait, isn't your hand in the way when you're drawing normally? I'm like, yeah, it is, but it's different. It's different. It's not the same. It's not the same. All right. We should probably go on for like another 15 minutes.
How long have we been going for?
An hour 14.
Oh, is that all?
Yes.
That's not long
I
enough.
may need to get a charger for my camera, otherwise it may die. I got 10% battery left.
Oh, this guy. This
It's
guy.
gonna die very soon.
Joel, if you got to have a drink here, it is delicious.
Is there anything else you guys like to talk about in these next 15 minutes?
How have you guys found? I mean, it's only week 2, but how have you guys found doing this chat pod?
It's our 4th week, actually.
4th week?
4th week?
No, it's our 3rd.
Yeah.
3rd.
Oh, 3rd. All right then. I thought it was 4th.
It's all right. I love your enthusiasm, though. I love that enthusiasm.
I like it. It is nice. This is it's nice.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed, like, not only do I enjoy doing it, but I've enjoyed actually getting like all the feedback. People really seem to be into the show.
Actual
awesome.
feedback, isn't it nice?
Yeah.
Dude, like we were talking about last time, like just say, like, tell us why you don't like it if you don't like it.
Yeah, no, like I kind of hope it grows and people, people start asking more questions and, give us a few topics to talk about. Because otherwise we're just going to talk about shit like tits and stuff.
And that's great.
But, I like talking about art. So
yeah, art stuff is good. Like on the podcast that I do with Royce, we don't talk about art at all. And that's fun
you guys
too.
talk about then?
We just talk about like movies and comics and games.
Okay.
Yeah. Just, stuff that interests us outside of art but influences art.
Oh, cool. That makes
for anyone actually listening, what's the name of that podcast, man?
Chip and Chap Chat.
And you guys have a badass theme song.
It's fun and it's linked to my YouTube, so there's a bunch. And there's also art streams there, so like there's real-time digital art streams there.
Fancy.
Yeah. But now I think we just record ourselves, so it's just more like a video thing. It's easier. We're lazy. It's not we're lazy. We've got shit to do, and this is the easiest way to get it out.
You guys could always just do a live hangout like this, and then you just have to.
We're gonna plan it, but obviously timing and scheduling is the issue. Is more so the issue. That's why recording it is easier than just releasing it because, obviously, if it was live, it'd have to be done roughly this time also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be their evening and our lunchtime. And so we don't exactly know how well that would work. But we were planning at one point just to do a couple episodes where we'll just drink and draw and just talk shit.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, like you'll see us the streams like it is. We haven't yet worked out how to do this live streaming thing yet though. So once we figure that out, I'll get Royce to do it on his end. Since I'm the one that bloody edits all this podcast stuff, he could do the live streaming stuff.
You probably
anyway. Yeah. It'll probably work out. And yeah, we'll just drink and draw and it'll be all right.
I'd watch the hell out of that.
It should be fun.
There's actually like a YouTube channel. That's all the dude does is it just gets smashed on red wine and then just rants about shit.
Oh, we'll be drawing though.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if you're just gonna get drunk and rant about art and stuff, that sounds great.
The best time to rant.
It is the best time to rant. It's true.
Yeah.
I feel like we're tapped out for the day.
I think so. It's been good though. I think this episode's been a good one.
Yeah.
It's definitely got me a bit more excited about conventions.
Right, it's so soon too. I'm looking forward to it. Chris, how's your book doing, by the way, for that?
Oh, the art book?
Yes.
I was going to do a Kickstarter, and I've just sort of been busy with other stuff, so I really need to get onto it.
How many pages are you planning?
I was speaking to the printer, and I'm probably looking at probably 60.
60 pages.
Yeah, because I want to do it as a trade paperback.
So 30 sheets.
It would be 56. Sorry, that's my thinking noise.
50 sheets, but 60 pages?
Yeah, 56 pieces of art I would have to do.
Oh.
Excluding the cover.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So it's not just like pre-existing art.
Pardon? Sorry, I was reading the chat.
Thanks, Chris.
That's all right. I get the
It's
stress so easily.
He's asking if it's not pre-existing art.
Yeah. Like, are you doing art specifically for it?
Most of it's pre-existing art, but it's the whole concept of it is it's just black ink work, nothing else.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah,
all
Chris,
the daily sketches I was doing in like September, October last year.
Yeah,
Like I was
Inktober
doing
stuff.
like not the Inktober. It was like before and
Okay.
after that. I'll see if I can get some of it up actually. So I scanned a bunch of it earlier this year to get everything ready for it. Hang on. Let's see if this. Yeah. So what's on my screen now? Like it'll be this sort of stuff. I'll be putting
Sweet.
that into a book. But while the Kickstarter's happening, I plan on trying to do at least one ink piece a day as well.
Remember, Chris, half original, half fan art. That way, it's a nice balance.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of original stuff there, so it works out.
Yeah, this is a lot of random shit that I don't remember scanning. Yeah.
Yeah, you can have more pages.
Yeah. But yeah, like this sort of stuff. Yeah. I want it to be just original stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
that works.
But if I can get like 50, yeah, what did I say, 56 pages of that, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, most of that people have seen. So if I sketch the stuff during the Kickstarter and I can just have like all that unseen stuff thrown in there.
Is
So-
it a G-rated book?
There's not going to be any tits, no.
I wasn't going to ask that, but okay.
Yes, it'll be.
How you do a coloring book?
I just can't
Yeah.
bother with that shit.
Coloring book.
Yeah, I think you should do a coloring book.
Just don't. Don't make me do the thing. Well,
I
I know
enough.
you've already got so many. You've already got so many projects.
You're just making it hard for me. And then there's the dick book.
You have
Yeah,
to do
see,
this
there's
one.
that too.
Man,
It
if
is.
that happens one day, it's going to be an interesting world.
It's going to be a great book.
You'll be famous.
But yes, what about you, Jeff? Are you still going to do your art book?
I think I'm looking at my pieces now, and like I was saying before, I'm gonna use photographs as well.
That's right.
So
yeah.
some are scanned, some are photographs because the photographs capture the colors better.
Mhm.
So they'll be like consisting of, I guess. Ooh, the baby's going at it.
One's up.
You can hear her? Jesus.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, she's
It'll be
teething.
like I'll try to do like half. It's primarily going to be like fan art though, which I don't really want, but it's what I've been doing at conventions because I'm going to use like convention sketches and stuff that
Yeah,
I took
Oh, yeah.
photos of,
that makes sense.
and I'm going to try and get some random views pieces in there just for that, and we'll see how many pages I can get. If I can get at least like between 60 and 80 pieces, then I'll make it. But if I can't, then I don't know. I guess maybe not.
I don't
I'll
think you should
save
have
it.
a problem with that, man.
Sorry?
I don't think you should have a problem with that. You've done a ton of art since the last.
I have, but again, because I want to balance out the fan art to original character stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's the tricky part. That's why I'm using all the like all the Patreon sketches that I've been doing that are like random views related. I use those. I'm gonna use all the random view stuff that I've been doing for the like. That's why every sketch session we have, I'm just gonna do a random views characters now because that way it's just I'm building up more sketches that I can use.
Well, I'm noticing right now, like that's what
That's
you've been
great.
drawing today.
Oh well, yeah. Well, the one that I'm using today, it's gonna be for a shirt that I want to make. So
Cool.
that's what I was drawing. Wait a second. This is like a pattern that I'm gonna make. I'm gonna try and make anyway.
Give
So
it
it's
to
just
me
cool.
now.
a pattern, and
That is
That's all.
we'll see how it goes. I don't really know if whatever. We'll see. We'll find out. I'll be like altering stuff, and it should be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, if I can get it's between 60 and 80 pieces, then I will make the book the same. Yeah, volume 2, I guess. But if I can't,
Make it happen.
I'm going to. I'm gonna like it's hard because I've got so much shit going on right now that I should be
You
working on
also-
right now, but I'm an idiot.
I feel like for the beginning of the year, it's a fucking busy one for a lot of people.
It is, and it's weird because
Yeah.
it's like you don't even plan it or expect it.
No, not at all. No.
It seemed like there was holidays. It's just like you continued on from last year.
I guess it's just it just just spilt to this. Sucks. Oh, well.
It sucks, but it's good though.
Oh, it's great.
So,
It's a lot of pressure as well, though. Like
Oh, absolutely.
Especially like, these certain projects where you're working for, you're like, it's a lot of pressure. I hope it's good. I hope I do good.
Yeah. I'm
For sure.
yes. Hard. I just totally
it's-
bobbed Ross this painting and painted some little seagulls in it.
It looks fucking
Painted some
excellent.
birds.
Amazing.
It's actually really annoying how quickly you made that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just looked up. I thought you were painting My Little Ponies. What the hell?
Yeah, because
I
that was the
was.
first
Yeah, right.
piece. This is the second piece.
I
Look at that.
finished it.
I look at that and I look at what I've been doing. I'm like, what the hell? I just drew like this thing.
I've just been outlining shit.
Yeah. How big is the piece you're working on, Kat? It's massive.
It's door size. Hang on, I'll show you.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
What?
Hello. How do I turn this around? There we go.
Hey!
So
Far out.
that is it.
Fuck. Nope.
And I've got
That's
4
too many
Wow.
nopes in that.
That design there is boss.
There is too many nopes in that piece. Nah. Door size? Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm trying to decide if I bother varnishing it. I probably should.
Yeah, it's a door.
Yeah, you should. You don't
Especially
want
if you're
anything
shipping it
spilled on
interstate.
True.
You can always use a spray varnish to save your time.
That's what I was thinking because I'm
Yeah,
using
spray varnish.
Pick to outline it, so I don't want to use like a brush finish.
I'm just like, don't you look at the empty canvas of that and you're like, that's very overwhelming.
Oh yeah. It took me a while to start it. It was okay.
Yeah,
once I
because you're
outlined
looking at it, it's like blank. You're like, I can't. That's I'd rather not.
Actually, the thing that I'm not looking forward to, I have to sand the side of the door that I am drawing on so that the paint sinks in. And the first I did that for this one, I was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. I borrowed an electric sander. And then I couldn't do anything for like 2 days because it had like shook my wrists up so much that like I couldn't hold a pencil for 2 days.
That's what husbands are for. Make the husband do it.
I should, hey.
Yeah, assist in this.
Yeah. It's like, you want to be my husband, do my shit.
I'm an artist. I'm painting. Do this for me, thanks.
Well, that's like when we painted the walls of the house. He's like, oh, this is painting. I'm like, it's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's not. I mean, you're not going to go. That's the same thing. So the
Just out of curiosity, if you're able to say, what does he do for a job?
He's a cameraman for a company that news programs outsourced to.
nice.
Okay.
He's kind of creative. But
That is creative.
Yeah, like it's not
Okay.
drawing, but it's not wall painting, I think is what.
But his job has no proper application to you to say, well, this is photography, go do that thing.
Nah. No, but if
Wow.
something technical breaks, that's sort of part of his job. So I can be like, help. I'm very bad at tech stuff.
Just put him to work, Kat.
Or like when I was learning to edit my YouTube videos, I had no idea what form to put them in, and that's when I was like, help me. You understand cameras and things.
Oh, yeah, that took me forever,
Oh.
actually.
That's
That was
good.
good. Yeah.
That's good.
Can I borrow him?
Sure.
Woo! Send him over.
You just need to feed him occasionally and he'll be all right.
That's fine, I have a wife.
To do that. It's,
I can cook pretty good too, I suppose.
yeah.
You know
That's
what? I'm
handy.
really bad at cooking, so I think he'd probably take anything.
Don't just say anything. It's like, here's a box of crackers. Have fun.
I want a box of crackers.
I do too. I'd want some right now, but
All I imagine is Eddie Murphy. Like, these are the best damn crackers I've ever had.
yeah, exactly.
First thing that came to mind. Your poor malnourished husband. Just imagine he's just like a twig or something. He's just like, I just don't eat. I never get to eat.
He's a very
He's
good
begging his workmates for food. So you're going to send him around, he's going to cook me dinner and fix my shit.
Maybe.
This is a sweet deal. I'm going to draw him some pictures.
You supply beer, I'm sure you'll get what you're after.
No beer in his house, just cider. He has to have
Damn it.
cider.
Oh, that'll be all right.
Oh, good. always feel so like emasculated when like I go to a party and then everyone's like just drinking beer and I'm like, this tastes like shit.
Dude, I don't even drink.
And then like I ask them like, hey, can I have a cider? And they just look at me like, are you fucking serious?
It's like, sure, okay, you don't have a cider. Give me a Long Island then.
Like it's just sugar beer. Ooh yeah, a Long Island. I haven't had one of
Take
those.
a Long Island any day over a beer. It's like, but that messes you up. I'm like, it tastes better.
Yeah, I'm okay with spirits. Spirits is good.
Yeah, give me a cocktail of some kind.
And then the drunk text.
Preferably with fruit in it.
Doesn't have to be super sweet. Just don't let it taste like garbage.
As long as it doesn't taste like alcohol, it's okay, right?
Yeah, if you can eliminate the alcohol
Those are the
flavor.
dangerous ones.
Give me like an alcoholic milkshake. Those are great.
Oh man.
Bailey's.
That.
Oh, Kat, please tell me you're gonna get one of those maple ones again.
Because you want bacon, that's why.
The bacon is delicious.
Just buy bacon, Chris.
Salted caramel for you, Chris.
Thank you. Like,
I'm so sad I won't be there. I'm heartbroken.
Don't worry, we'll get a burger for you. We'll eat it in your
Thank
name.
you.
We'll get burger drunk and text you.
Thank you.
Burger
You guys
sleepy.
are the best.
We'll take a photo and say, check it out. This is for you.
I'll be so sad.
This is what you're missing out on, Kaz.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're at an hour 31 now.
Well,
I don't think we've talked about art stuff for a good hour, surely.
No, we haven't talked about art
totally
stuff. We
finished
talked
my
about
painting.
topic related stuff. We talked about Kat's painting, so that's art stuff. Maybe the past like 2-3 minutes. Maybe.
It happened, yeah.
We'll just squeeze it in there every now and again.
That's fine. Squeezing it out.
Yeah, wow, I can't believe it's like nearly 3 o'clock. That's crazy.
Oh, don't say that. I need to start work. I mean, I've started
I need
work.
a burger.
At least you got your t-shirt design done, man.
Yeah, I
That's
guess I gotta
awesome.
still color it up and stuff.
Now a
I
couple of
did it
hours.
honestly though. I did it digitally, and I don't like the digital one as much as this one. So
I think
I'm just
you
gonna
were-
keep this one.
I remember
There's
chatting to
something
you were
about-
working on that.
Yeah.
Was it last week?
Which one?
The other design, the digital version. I remember
Yeah.
watching you draw it.
Oh, that was at the
that's your
random.
vlog.
Yeah, it was a random
Yeah,
vlog.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I-
Keep those vlogs up, by the way.
I gotta do one this month. Ah, shit, whatever.
Just like redirect them here.
I should. I'll do one. I'll be like 3 minutes. Like, yep, nothing else to update. Sorry.
And just imagine every time you do it, you're like, guys, I did this for you. I don't even fucking like doing this. Jesus.
Well, no, it's just it's the vlogging. The vlogging is weird. Like whenever I do these like videos for Patreon, it's weird because I'm talking to myself, and I find that weird because
Like
I
you
don't
said,
really
sing to
talk
yourself.
to this.
Sing.
That's just weird too, though.
I would subscribe to that channel if you do it.
That's weird. It's like copyright license. Oh wait, it won't be because I'm just making songs up. But it'd be
you
weird.
have no reason not to. No
This is
reason
sounding
not to.
Better and better.
Well, I'm waiting for responses for the highest tiers, and I'm waiting until obviously they got to respond with what they want me to draw for them this month, and then when I record those, yeah, we'll see what the videos end up like.
I'll pledge and say I want you to sing.
That's weird. I'll make a random view song.
You have to pick a genre as well.
Oh, dude, you should. You should make
Could
a
be
creative-
rap.
That's weird. I don't know. I'll pass on that. I'll pass on both of them. Thanks.
No, I want
We
to
need
see
a
a
carrot.
random theme song, dude.
We need a karaoke is what we need to do.
Yes.
I'm shocked that we've known each other as long as we've had and not karaoke'd ever.
I'm a very bad singer. You don't want to hear that.
That
shit.
doesn't, but we were drunk, so it
That's
doesn't
the
matter.
best, though.
I feel like
You know
this
what I'm
something
saying?
comes up every time.
Because it's gonna keep
And we
coming
still
up.
haven't done
That's
it.
the thing.
It's like until we do it, I ain't letting you go. We're gonna do
And
this.
once it's done, it's like we're gonna keep talking about how awesome it was, and we should do it again.
Yeah.
It is. It's gonna be one of those
Do it.
things, isn't it? Where like, oh, I don't want to do it, and then you do it, and you just want to do it again and again.
Yeah,
and
because like that was the best. Why did we wait this long?
One day.
Yeah. Should we end the episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. It's not very art bastardy at the moment.
I want Jeff to wrap it up. I want to hear Jeff's rapping.
Rapping what?
Sing.
Yeah, man. Do you want to wrap up the show?
Sing.
I'm good.
Man,
I'm all right. You can't just force it out. It has to come out naturally.
you just take it back to the last Scion days. Come on.
It has to come out naturally like a butterfly from a caterpillar. Do you get it?
So poetic.
Right.
I feel
Yeah, we
like I'm
should-
listening. I feel like I'm listening to the wrong rap right now. Like,
we should probably end it now. So we can get some work done, not be distracted, even though this is great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you wrap it up, Jeff.
So thanks for watching.
Thank you, Kat,
Yep.
for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Wait, you're forgetting. It's like, all right, have you guys plugged anything, you guys?
Yeah, Kat, where can we find you online, dude?
Yes, see that, saying that.
Cat Art Illustrations with AK in all the places.
Awesome. And Cass?
I'm on Instagram as Cassubine. That's probably the best place to catch me.
Sweet. Jeffrey?
I am the Chamba at DeviantArt or on Instagram and Twitter.
And y'all can catch me pretty much anywhere at Chris McQuinlan Art. This has been Art Bastards episode 3. Thank you guys for joining us. And
See you
we'll
guys
see
next
you
week.
guys next week, Thursday, 1 o'clock.
Cheers.
Bye.
Ooh.